Welcome back. Well, what I did was I ran, simply just ran the Dale find again. Then I ran the FOT, and then I got some photometry. Now, there are still some stars where we can't get photometry, even though we have some in the filters. Perhaps it's because of the way it's going to fit the files. I'm not sure about that, how they are fitting and all those things. But nevertheless, we did get some photometry. For example, this star number 7 here that I found here. And don't mind that we have 4 observations in it. As you can see, one of them has gone grossly besides it, but that's because we are dealing with different filters and the telescope has moved a little bit. You have some asterisk here who designate what the star, but this is the star 7, and we got photometry for that in all the filters, and also 27. Let's find that. Just going to set frame to single, and then perhaps zoom in a little bit and make it bigger and remove the color bar in the bottom and all those things. Let's see if we can find 27 somewhere. 24, 5, 26, 32, 24, 31, 23, 22, 40, 27, that's 37, 26 is there, 24 is there, 30 is there. Where should 27 be? Perhaps somewhere around here? Yeah, there it is. So we also have photometry for this star here in all filters. But the problem is, as you can see, I've compared. Let's go to tile frames. So this image down here is an image from SDSS. I could also have chosen, let's see, frame, delete frame, and go to analysis, image servers. Let's try the ESO DSS server and say OVBOO, retrieve. Let's see, preferences, save news. I think there is some way that you can. Alright, nevertheless. Oh yeah, here you can set it. Never mind. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that this star here is OVBOO because that is dead in the center. And if I go zoom in a little bit, so we have these stars here, and then say match frame WCS. You can see this here doesn't do anything, but because it doesn't have WCS. But this here goes in, and you can see this star here we don't have any of those. Let's try to open another filter. So this was the V filter. Let's try to use I did manage to find this plot here to show the magnitude of it. That's in V, but nevertheless, as you can see, this is a variable star. As you can see, the magnitude go up and down. It goes all the way down to 14 and 0.30 and all the way down up to 14.05. And but I must say that I'm a little puzzled that we don't have it here. Let's try to open another filter. So to open I, and then go down here and say frame. Let's just say frame. It should be here somewhere. Match. No. Let's do this. Match frame WCS. Yeah, I can do this, for instance. Yeah. Maybe I cannot. No, it won't let me do it. Never mind. We don't have it here as well, but as you can see, this star here is much dimmer. Let's try to open another one. An R. Sorry, damn it. Yeah, we can't do undo. So we can say delete frame, and then we can go to analysis, image servers, and I think it was ISO I used. Let's say OVBOO, retrieve. Get it? Yes. And image. No, sorry, WCS. Yeah, there you go. Alright, and again, as you can see, we don't, these stars, we don't have those here. Those 4 stars here. Not in the slightest. We have this star here, but none of the others. And that simply tells me that I need to up the observation time. Let's look at in, we have tried B, let's try B. It's the same. There is perhaps some little blob here you cannot see. But nevertheless, like I said, this was the first time that I did photometry on such a field. If I do it on this field here, I want to do it, I want to get it, I want to do it more precisely the next time. Maybe up the observation time a lot more. But as you can see, we can actually do, and let's see, the first is B. So we could get the column magnitude, but we could get V over VR, I think it is. Let's just look at the fits out. Let's see, B means V. Yeah, V means R. We could do that. That's also a color here. What's the color term, right? So we could do V minus R over R, I think it is. Yeah. No? Yeah. Here it's B minus V over V, so it must be V minus R over R, I'm pretty sure. But we could do that. But it's only for 4 stars that we could do beam BV. But nevertheless, we got some photometry, and for all intents and purposes, the calculated errors are not that significant. On the B, they are pretty significant for some of them, but for the V and for the R, and for the I as well, they are pretty low. But, well, I would say this sort of rounds up what I wanted to say about stellar photometry in IRAF. Of course, this is not stellar photometry in a crowded field. I haven't actually done photometry in a crowded field. You need to, like I said, you need to calculate, you need to fit the point spread function, and from that you can remove some stars, run it again, remove some stars, and then you can gradually get the photometry for the stars that are close together, that are crowded. So you could say for my M13 field, I would probably say that some of the photometry is probably not that good. Maybe it is the photometry from M13 that is skewing my initial values. I could try to check that out, look at the errors and so on. But in general, in order to do photometry in a crowded field, you need to calculate the point spread function and then gradually remove stars. I'm also going to put the name, not the link, but the name of the manual that I have used to get this photometry. But let's just take a quick peek at see if I cannot find Simbad. Yeah. This is the one I usually do. Let's just take a basic search and say OVBBO. Let's search for it. It's a white dwarf. Alright, so yeah. Oh, look at that. Let's take a look, see if we can this is SDSS. Let's look at DSS. Let's see. Yeah, this actually looked pretty much what I wanted to, what I need. So there's these two, and the bright star up here, and the less brighter down. This actually looks like a galaxy. Yeah, this is definitely the one. It's in the Botus or Bertus. Alright, so these are the numbers that I wanted. Let's go to navigate tool. Let's say they are not the apprentice. And plus, yes, let's put that in as well. See if we can get a magnitude for this particular star. So we are there. No, we are not. Seems like the tool is probably not working in. Alright, so this is working. Alright, so I cannot get the SDSS to get to where I wanted to go for some reason here. But well, we can see here that for variable stars it goes from 11.2 to 20.6 in magnitude range. And also here you can see U 18, 18, 18, 18, 18. So the one that I found where it was 14 or something like that, that's that's really, really, really not correct. So it does have an SDSS name. Let's see if I can really get it to resolve that. No. For some reason, SDSS won't work with me in my Linux computer on this version of Firefox. I'm not actually sure why it won't do that. It should tell me if it's not part of it, but it should be, because they have made magnitudes on it. Yeah. Alright, but nevertheless, I think this concludes. Well, we can compare just for obvious sake. As you can see, lowest magnitude I have found here is something like 15.7, right? Yeah, I think that's the lowest magnitude. And so this star was in magnitude 18 and perhaps going all the way down to 20. So in order to get photometry on this particular star, I need to up the exposure time. And let's just take a look at what my exposure time was set to. 120 seconds, so that's 2 minutes. It should probably be 5, maybe even 10 minutes. The good thing about photometry is that you use 3 or 5 filters, and you really you don't need to do that much work on the field, because, well, obviously you you don't need to do that many observations. You can actually, if you trust your observations, you can do just 5. You don't need to do like I did, 2 times 5. And also, as far as I'm told, iTelescope should have some sort of calculator that if you put in the magnitude, you should be able to get some sort of a roughly estimate of how much exposure time you need. But in any case, I would say definitely now that this concludes what I want to tell you about doing stellar photometry in IRAF. I hope that this series of videos has been helpful for you. And of course, if you have questions about how to do photometry, perhaps also what photometry is, and so on and so forth, please let me know. I will continue to observe this star here because I find it interesting and I can do photometry on it. I'm going to obviously I am also relatively new in doing photometry in IRAF. I actually am. So I will also need to get training in order to get anywhere. But nevertheless, thank you for watching. Hope that my video has been helpful for you. If you need to ask questions, I will happily answer them, or at least happily try to answer them. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.